He?
Until he makes it, he's just flexing his muscles in the background.
No, there he is.
No, it's just me.
You can still be you. Good. Okay. Right. Make muscles in the background. Okay, so you're entering Borisov. I think I said it's around about 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning when you actually make landfall in Borisov, climbing up the bank. I gave you a description of the place last time. And you're moving into the Borisov. You're challenged at the gate. There seem to be, there's people are on the stockades. Most tend to be, let's say, from the north around anti-clockwise to the south, and then it's a little bit less, you can see, populated on the east side as far as guards go. And as I said, you're challenged at the gate. So the guard sort of steps in front of you, says, your business. He sort of lets the other people go through, like they've known or they had some sort of pre-approved pass or something.
Which other people?
The captain and
okay.
Yeah.
We're here to see. I've actually forgotten who we're here to see.
The Burgermeister.
The Burgermeister. Was that his name?
Burgermeister Galdun. Galdun.
Okay, we're here to see Burgermeister hang on, sorry. Galdun. Galdun, was it?
Okay, I think
Druidic
Josh
business.
just dropped out. On Druidic business. So Josh has dropped out of Roll20, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked my
close
okay.
window.
and
All good.
He done goofed.
Yeah.
Rightio. So the guy sort of is not as hesitant as the other ones. He says, and your name would be?
My name would be Heltwall of the Druids. And the group's name. Is he asking my name or the group's name?
Your name.
My name, yes. So Heltwall.
Yeah. And he says, and these are, and he sort of wants you to name them.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. And he says, in your business here in Borisov is to
speak with Burgermeister Golden.
On Druid business.
That's what I said.
Right. He says you will be aware that we are quite close to Gommelfell, so please don't take any insult or injury to this, but I need some way, before I lay you into the city, some way for you to show me that you actually are who you say you are.
And what's the standard practice for this?
Do something that only a druid would know how to do.
That's proof enough.
I'll speak to Onken Druidic.
And I'll reply in Druidic.
What a twat.
So he says, two of you.
Yes.
He says, I don't speak Druidic. I only know a couple of words, which I recognise. So.
Oh yeah, she did recognise it. I was expecting that doesn't help. Sorry. Okay. Good.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, radio. So I can hear myself echo on somebody's speakers.
See if it's me. It might be me.
Yeah, I think it's Salvos based on what I'm seeing the mic activity doing.
That's okay.
Is that any better?
A little bit.
Tiny bit. You enter into Borisov itself. The conditions there are very much frontier-like, with too many people packed in too small a space.
I was about to say too many
So
space.
yeah, as you move along sort of what has been cleared as the slightly muddy, slightly partially cobbled road, with a slick cover of mud sort of coming over it, you see on the sides lots and lots of people who I think Sid is telling us how much he hates his computer. That's what I need. Sorry, I'll just copy this to get him back in.
Don't we all?
Yep. Okay. So hopefully we'll get him with that. So yeah, there's beggars. There's some very poor people. There's some people with rag bandages and on crutches, and some people missing limbs. A lot of them look very hungry. There are some people, some probably good wives, moving through the individuals, trying their best to help, but it's not looking terribly great.
Is that better?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Right.
Also, the gate guard will tell you to go to he describes the building, sort of points to it in general direction. And that's sort of the Burgermeister's hall, where he carries out his day-to-day business. So that's where you need to go to see him.
Right. Well, no time like the present.
Okay. So we'll just see if Sid can actually make it in without his computer dying on him. And what I need you guys to do is everyone except for the 2 druids and the Golg, give me a 46 roll, please. Druids, give me a 3d6 roll, and the Golg, give me a 2d6 roll, please. And you're comparing it to your
God,
wisdom.
that's rough.
I'm well under.
Right, so Golg.
Under.
I think I'm over.
I'm under by 6, I think. Where am I?
Under by 7.
I'm under by 5.
I mean, I could have rolled worse, but not by much. Yeah, no, I'm over.
And Tetworld is way over.
Yep. Okay.
Do we want to do one for Megan?
I'm over
Yep.
by 13.
13. A little bit over then.
No, well, we'll do one for Megan. What's Megan's wisdom? Their whoever has his sheet. Scott.
Hang on.
So Ongen, Heim, and who else made it?
Thorin has made it.
It's 10 wisdom.
10? Oh, damn, he's over by 1.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, creepy feeling.
Yep, that's what I got.
So the rest of you will see Ongen, Heim, and Thorin. It's almost as if it's a physical reaction, guys, such as the power of the, it's like that when you shake yourself and you get that chill down your spine sort of thing.
Yep.
It's that sort of powerful.
Like,
and
literally what I
the rest
just
of your
said.
team would notice it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, creepy.
Yeah.
Let's be done with this place and get the hell out.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we're basically just, drawing attention our way by being here.
Okay, so
Are we
you
past
move
the
up.
city garden stuff yet? Or
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this wild?
You're in the city proper. Well, it's more of a town more than a city. As I said before, the town of Borisov would probably generally hold about 2,000 people, 2,500 sort of regularly. But at the moment, you're looking at least 3 to 4 times that much. What is that to your intelligence, Halt?
My intelligence. No, that's over my intelligence by 3.
Okay, rightio. You approach the Burgermeister's hall. There's another guard who is on duty, but is a bit more relaxed.
Okay. Oh,
You sort of walk up, and you get up past, up the second step. There's about 4 steps to get up onto the landing before you go through the big doors. It's a wooden structure with a wraparound balcony on 3 sides. It would be approximately, I don't know, say about 70 feet wide by around about 100 feet long. Has a main floor, and somewhere to the middle, towards the back, there's a second level. That's sort of what you can see as you approach it. It looks like it's made of pretty heavy old wood. So, and as you get closer, druids will be easy to find it. The Heim, you would know. I'm just thinking if anyone else would know. Probably not. But you notice that it's made of ironwood.
Okay.
Yeah, so ironwood is this wood that's almost metal-like, which means it's extremely difficult to burn down and extremely strong.
And
Ironwood,
expensive.
and ironwood hardly exists anymore. Ironwood was from the north part of the Iron Swamp, which has all but cut down. It's Doontown. You know that Doontown is made exclusively of ironwood. If it's not stone, it's ironwood. It's an entire city, a town city made of it, which makes it an incredibly, fortified place. So, but this whole building appears to be made of ironwood.
Intriguing.
Yike.
so probably quite old then.
Pretty old. It would have to be
Probably.
pretty old. Either that, or they paid a shit ton of money to get that wood.
Either.
Yep.
Either way.
I'm going to go
Yep.
with old.
So the young guard sort of, as you sort of get helped, as you get up to the second step, sort of stands up and sort of, excuse me, sir, and he sort of pushes his spear sort of out towards you. Not pointing at you. It's sort of by his foot, but the pointy end, he sort of just extends his arm a bit, just to block your way. And sort of the point sort of comes towards your facey area a bit more, not in your face, but it's a rather lackluster performance. If you've seen people do it much better with much more malice, and on inspection, he does look a bit young for the job, but
All right. I'll just keep walking and say, stand aside for the druids, boy.
He sort of is a bit confused, and he sort of, 1 moment, please. And he sort of turns around, runs through the door, gets into the door, knocks on the door, opens the door. Door opens a little bit. He sort of says something. He sort of steps back as a guy. An older guy sort of peers around, looks at you, looks you guys up and down, sort of has a quizzical look on his face and sort of nods to the young man. And the door closes, and the young man says, if you'd just like to stand here, sir, the Major Domo will in course invite you into the hall.
That's good.
That's all he gets.
You notice, Haim, you notice this young guy sort of suddenly realizes you're in the group, and he's just looking with some curiosity at you.
I completely and utterly ignore it.
Mm-hmm. And then he sort of sees Ongun, and his eyes sort of pop a little bit more.
I'm just kind of humming to myself.
Okay, so
That's funny.
The wielder of the sword of chaos cares nothing for preteen wannabe guards.
yeah,
I'm,
okay,
I'm not even paying any attention to him, really. I'm just kind of humming.
yep.
It's just the fact that both me and Helt were both like, oh, start tapping our feet. Somewhere
So I gotta
between
say both.
nervousness and impatience.
Yeah. The door opens and the major domo he motions you forward and asks your name so that he can announce you proper into the hall.
Okay, I'll introduce myself and Ongen as Druids of the Circle. And
your fellows are, do they have a name to be called by, or?
and we, as a whole, we are the, is it the Fangs
of the Mother.
Decide on? Yeah.
Well, thank you. If you would follow me, please. You all go in, and as the Tatwald, you're the last one coming through, and the young guy sort of pulls you aside quickly and says, "Is that an elf? And is that a dwarf?"
Yeah.
Your group are disappearing through the doorway.
If I overheard it behind me, I'm going to just yell back, "No, it's a Golg and a halfling."
Close enough.
Cat's thinking, how can I rip this guy off his money? Because he's clearly stupid enough.
Yeah. I need to go, but yeah.
You go, but
Yes.
his sort of jaw drops a little bit, and you sort of manage to get in before the doors close. You're in a big, huge hall. It's well lit. There are people around. Inside here, you can see that several people have taken up, I guess, residence, and there's like makeshift curtains, sort of sheets and sorts of things. And it seems to be the most harmed people. There are several people sort of herding, that flock of kittens, otherwise called young children, around the place, trying to keep them quiet and amused. The majordomo leads you up. Several kids run across your path, which the majordomo seems to completely ignore and totally unruffled. You travel around about 50 feet, and then you go in through sort of an archway. There's sort of walls with an archway, no major door that you can see. The doors are actually on the other side. It's wide open.
I'll just make sure that, if anything, I'm flanking Ongen. If Helt's Haim is somewhere near Helt, just so that we've got protection on either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Make it look like we're full bodyguards,
yep.
given the sheer weaponry that we carry now.
Yep. So he sort of stops just over the threshold of the doorway and just puts a hand up just to motion you just to stand still for a moment. And he announces the brothers of the circle, Ongen and Helt, along with their entourage, the Fangs of the Mother. He sort of bows and you can see a guy he's on a bit of a podium, a dais really, in a chair, but he's got a big table in front of him, and there's people around the table. A couple of them look your way. They're doing stuff. There's a couple of, well, there's actually many really gnarly looking gentlemen. But this is, sorry, I'll just quickly. This is the guy you see. And Majordomo says, Baron Golden of Borisov, may I introduce to you Brother Ongen and Brother Helt. And this guy sort of looks up and he sort of moves some stuff off the table, moves some people out of the way. And he says, yes, brothers, what can I do for you? I'm a busy man. Have you come to help? We have many in the need of your healing arts. Or have you come to do other things?
We bring a message from our peers, and I'll deliver them the message.
Okay, he sort of looks at the seal and he says, right, gentlemen, I'll just call this meeting just short. If you could just wait over there, please. And he sort of asks you, do you know what is in here?
I'm not sure. I was just asked to bring the message and to help if you required it.
All right, just one moment, please. And he sort of looks at you or entourages, and these people are your trusted bodyguards, trusted friends. What are they?
A bit of both.
Right. Okay, so he. Ouch. Sorry. He. The other gentleman that you can see. Oops. Sorry. The other people that you saw. You guys will see there now.
Well, that guy needs to wash his face.
They are sort of all standing there just watching. They were all around the table. So the Baron starts reading it, and he's and then he sort of looks up at you, and his eyes sort of go over the group, and they sort of stop on Heim for a moment, and then carry on moving through the rest of the group. And then he calls to the Major Domo, which I'll have to make up a name, and says, these people, please find them a space over in the corner there to put them up for the evening. We have some things to talk about, brother, but at the moment I need to talk to my men first. So if you'd like to avail yourselves of a short rest, the Major Domo here will provide you with what little food we can spare. If you can go about and perhaps help heal some of the harmed, or I don't know what your other business is, but we really do need some support here.
All right.
As you can see, it's just me and these 8 good men, and we try to keep the peace in the area.
If he directs me towards the injured, then I'll provide some healing to them.
Okay. Right, the rest of you. So, Heim, where are you going? Are you following Helt, or are you settling down?
I'm. Where's Helt going exactly? Because I missed that little
He's
bit.
just going back into the front room, just so he can heal to some of those wounded there.
I'm going with Helt.
Okay. Ongen, where are you going?
As soon as there's. Actually, I'll try and do it in whispers.
Yeah.
I'm right behind him.
Okay. Well, Ongen, you'll notice that there are several good wives who seem to be at least versed in some of your, I don't want to say herbology, God. Whatever the word is I'm looking for, natural, things.
Herbology.
So, whatever it's called.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. It's got a problem name. My brain's fucked at the moment. Anyway, so she's several of them are willing to share, and if you want to show them a couple of things to improve how they're doing things, you do, guys. Help. Ongen can help a lot of them, but there's a couple that you and Helt are going to really have to use your magical healing on. There's a couple of people there that are going to lose limbs. There's one that's going to lose their life if they don't get some sort of clerical or magical healing. So it's going to take you a good couple of hours to go through this group and try to do as much as you can. In the other room.
Yeah, I'm going to probably go for if they'll let me out and sort of acknowledge me to the guard on the gate again. Take a peruse around the perimeter of the town. Take a look through the the happenings of the I think there's a tent city or something like that somewhere nearby.
It's on the outside onto the east.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, I'll only walk the walled perimeter.
Okay. Well, inside, because you won't be allowed in the stockade unless you're a soldier. But yep. Tatwald, where are you going to be?
I'm just looking for any major weaknesses or anything where people could get in or out easy.
Hopefully through that I kept my cloak up a bit, because no one is not going to know that these are important people. And I would like to prefer not to be recognized immediately by anybody. After that, I'm going to head to where they've supposedly put us up for the night.
Yep, which is quite comfortable. As said, Major Domo shares some water, and there is some some stew. It's warm. It's nourishment. It's not super fancy, but it'll fill the belly. It's sort of a fish stew.
Nice.
Yep.
Their place to watch.
Yes, he can bring over a pitcher. He'll send someone to bring over a pitcher and some rags and stuff for you to have a wash. He sort of directs your attention to a small screened-off area. He says, if you wish to have a full wash in the body, you're welcome to do it there.
Okay. Yeah. So just check my stuff in the room and then that's all sorted. And probably I'll have a smoke after that and just chill.
Okay, so that leaves me with who's left?
Megan.
There's not many of you left. Megan, he'll probably just lie down.
Stay around. Yep.
Yeah, just lie down. Okay. So, Megan, you'll sort of, well, who was playing Megan? Sid? I don't see him here. Basically, you can see a rough description of the people there. And you sort of can, the major domo will sort of tell you who they roughly are, or who they were, I should say, before the fall of Gommel.
I'd say I can only spot one that I know of. Well, one name that I recognize, but it's his brother that's in the group.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's who they are. He says they are collectively known as the Gommel Resistance Group. They take out the foolhardy and the bravest of men, and they basically patrol the border between Borisov and Gommelfell. Yep. What else? Anything else?
No. Well, like I say, I'm too busy off scouting out the town and seeing if I can spot any glaring weaknesses in their defense here.
Okay. No, not really. If anything, they're sort of over. But what you can tell is that for every one good man you can see, they've probably got 3 or 4 not so great, or not very well armed. And what you do notice is that a lot of people here have got converted farming implements that look like pole arms, so they have been enlisted, obviously, in the service of the Baron.
All right. But yeah, no, once I've done a walk around and things like that, I'll head back to...
Okay, so if you didn't have all these masses of people, you probably... You do go through an area where... people are relatively peaceful and calm and friendly. So you are greeted with... Well... No, that they don't because they've never seen you. They don't treat you like someone with the plague. But I mean, they do say hello and all that sort of stuff. There's a sort of a tenseness, if you like, in the air, but they generally receive people well.
Have we been told that we've got a peace knot and everything, or just since we were inside, or? Because otherwise, I'd still be walking around.
Yeah, you would be. There are quite a few people walking around with the daggers are all around here. You can
Yeah.
see people with daggers. That doesn't seem to be peace knotted, but unless they appear to be guards, anyone else with a weapon is probably peace knotted.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would have peace knotted everything, but like I say, I am at the moment, because I haven't bothered to put any of it away or anything like that, I am a walking arsenal.
Yeah, but that's okay. You do draw some notice from some guards, but they seem to leave you alone. And as I said, everyone seems to have a dagger, even some of the kids. You do notice that the kids seem to move in clusters of 3 or 4, and that there's usually an older child who does seem to have the dagger. Yeah. You can also see a lot of makeshift poles that probably have lanterns on them, because they have those hooks that you hang a lantern on.
Yeah.
That's about the only other thing that sort of structure is a little bit different than any other place.
Right.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just an overcrowded town with a lot of sick people or malnourished or hurt people.
Alright, oh, then yeah, I'll head back to the Burgermeister's hall,
Mm-hmm.
and just reconvene with the others.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of get a bowl of food, tell everyone what I've seen in town, you know.
Right. Yep.
It's basically just ridiculously overcrowded.
Okay. So you guys, shortly after a late evening meal consisting mainly of the fish stew, this time with a little bit of bread, and some sort of warmed up milky mixture of something. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's wholesome. You are invited back again by the Baron to his table. This time, most of those guys, well, all those guys are still standing there. He says, so you come recommended from, I'll have to give your other druid a name, sorry. I forgot about that. I don't know. He might have a name.
Hang on.
Have a look. But
Did I throw him a name?
Yes, we did. It's in the thread somewhere.
okay, radio.
Give
So
it a name.
insert name here. Says that should I need it, you will offer your help. Does this go for every one of you?
No, he did not give us a name for that one there. Sorry, Dave.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I thought, oh, he's on the list to be named.
Yeah, he's on
Yep.
the list to be named.
Yep. Okay. So Scott, he's just verifying.
So I let out a deep sigh and I say, that was the intention when we left.
Right.
But
Well, that will be
some
the
other
execution.
things have come to light that may prevent us. But let us know what you need, and we will see what we can do.
Knowledge is a useful thing in these times. So tell me, what other things apart from druid business have come to light?
This is purely druid business, and I'm afraid I cannot discuss it with you.
He sort of looks directly at Jaime and says, would it concern our friend here?
As I say, I'm not at liberty to discuss it at all.
I'll take that as a yes. Right. He says, my men here will have need of your group's help. They are about to go deeper towards Gommelfell than we ever had. We need to get some information about basically what is happening in the city. And probably you're the only ones that can help us right now.
I fear that sending us to the city may cause more harm than good.
It may do, he says, but I'm hoping that harm will go to Gommelfell itself.
I'm going to pipe up from the back, and I mean, I hate to ask it, but what's in it for us?
service to your country and continued existence.
Oh,
If what's in
true.
Gommelfell gets out of Gommelfell and spreads further south, you go to Gommelfell, see for
all
yourself what you're
for-
trying to contain. And who knows, there might be some riches left over that you might be able to liberate. If that's what you need to fulfill this mission. So basically, he just wants to know if you will help his team of men get into Gommelfell, gain some information.
I think we need to discuss.
I was going to say we'll need a bit of time to discuss it with my party. Is there somewhere we can have some privacy?
Return to the corner if you wish. I will not have any of my people thereby listening at you.
Excellent, thank you. So we'll gather in the corner and discuss it. I don't know if you want to voice your concerns, Haim.
I'll whisper. Haim will whisper to everyone. Does Baron know about the sword?
Clearly.
Sword's
I think
mentioned
it was-
in the
I
letter.
think it was insinuated with a wink and a nod in your general direction.
It's likely mentioned in the
Boss
letter.
Druid send me and Sword to Gommelfell.
It does seem to be what the plan was all along.
I'm about to say, it seems counterproductive. Give the Sword of Chaos back to the demons.
Yeah. Well, that's maybe he wasn't. I mean, I can't imagine that any druid would want the sword to end up in the hands of the demons.
Well, if we're gonna do this, then the only thing I can say is keep, politely as I can to him, keep the damn sword in its scabbard.
That's plan.
Don't go using it on demons because you never know what might very well happen.
Haim want to go home. Haim want to
how-
go speak to father. Get advice.
The problem is, I can't understand why he would want to send us there unless he planned on us using the sword. Otherwise, why send it down the throat of the the beast?
Haim not ready for Gommelfell yet. Haim and Sword not ready yet.
I agree with Hank.
We could, I guess.
The main thing
Not
is how
li-
close do they want to get.
Yeah. I mean, we could maybe
Didn't they say they wanted to get
leave
into the city?
Haim behind while we do
No,
this for them.
no.
No, Haim protect help.
Hmm.
Plus, why are we going to Gommelfell? Moral reasons?
The bottom line, from my perspective, is that
Save the world.
this has been requested from a druid of a higher circle than myself. I'm assuming he was.
Yes,
Yeah,
Probably with the
definitely.
head of a circle. So
many circle,
Oh,
many
yep,
hires.
yep. So, I
Can't
mean,
exactly
as
let him know.
a devout follower of Gaia, I mean, I would
Right. So
begrudgingly feel that perhaps he had more knowledge of things than I do, and
well, what I want to know is, mind you, I wasn't there for it. There was a certain conversation held that we weren't prepared to take out the carriage, but then he's got us doing this.
yes, it does, yes, that does seem
Out of character. He doesn't want us taking out the carriage. He wants us taking out the big fucking demon.
yeah.
Right. So
basically,
What did Boss Druid ask of help?
He asked that I deliver the message and then assist in any way if possible.
He did not say Haim have to help.
He did not.
Good. You help. You heal people. Aim
As
goes
much
south.
as I hate
Dad,
to say
the
it, I mean,
father.
having looked around this town, it's in dire need of knowing what the hell is out there, and the Burgermeister is right. Essentially, if whatever it is in Gommelfeld does choose to push out this region, and possibly anything to the south may end up engulfed.
Aim and sword not ready yet for
does it
Gommelfeld.
seem like would we maybe do more help staying here and preparing Borisov in case of such assault, rather than walking into the maw of the beast? What was that? Sorry.
Something's happening. I want to head south.
You want to get something?
I want to get away from that shit.
Right, so, yay or nay? Do we go to Gommelfeld or do we head out away from it?
That's initially it, yeah. Gotta go for it.
Unfortunately, as I say, while I distinctly dislike the idea, I've been asked to do something, and that's what I'm going to do. So that will be a yay from me.
And Ongen's not exactly going to be because of the druid that asked it. We're not exactly going to say no because of who it was that was asking us.
I'm a nay. I don't want to commit suicide. This is against the freaking demon apocalypse. You guys out of your minds?
Slightly.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
No one ever tell Haim about sword when Haim asks. Now they send Haim to Gommel with sword. It's not right.
No, Ham.
Haim needs to know sword better first.
Anyway, I'm a nay.
What happens? What happens if Haim falls, demon pick up sword?
Back to square one.
No, don't worry about that. Tatwald will get to it first.
like Haim say.
Atwell's going to be down around 1 or 2 of combat, usually. No offense, Tat, but...
Sorry?
No offense, but usually you're down long before that.
Yeah. I'll probably get knocked unconscious some shit again.
No, so we've got 2 nays, 3 yays.
And Sid, we need to hear from Megan.
So Shah?
I wouldn't even go to me at all because my computer's going to probably crap out at any moment.
Here he is.
So yay or nay?
Because I'm just sitting there waiting for my computer just to fucking crash back on me again.
Radio, but while you're available, yes or no?
Well,
Do we help the people of Borisov by scouting the area around Gommel, or do we run like scared little girls?
Do we commit suicide or live? Say different outlook.
I'm getting a lot of support for the no. Why should we do this again?
Well, essentially, if the demons push out of Gommel, this
Yeah,
fourth
we're fine.
place will get engulfed, and then pretty much everything south of here will start going too. Ultimately, if we are assisting the GRG, that means that our numbers aren't so small, but if they're going to ditch us and leave us on our own, well then there's definitely a nope, we're going the other way.
Boss Druid say, help. Boss Druid didn't say Haim have to help. Druid didn't say how we have to help. He just say help.
Just trying to remember what exactly he said. I think he said...
He said, if we can help, we should.
If we can help, we should, right? Yeah.
Can we help?
Well, what's the plan if we don't go that way? Are we going to jump back on a ship and sail back around? Are we going to...
I think if we didn't go that way, we'd probably have to go make a trip up to the Druid Mountain, maybe, since we're up here.
Mount Valar.
Mm.
At which point we've basically got to do the job for them anyway, because we've got to go straight across the map past them. Gommel, we'd be getting closer anyway.
Hey, want to go home?
We'd have to go down around the coast, right?
Hey, want to go to South HQ?
We would basically have to
speak to Father and speak to boss druids there. They know him. Ask them about sword.
I like South.
If they say go to Gommel with sword, Haim go to Gommel with sword.
Okay. I'm alright with that.
Out of character, how long does that take, that trip?
Mum.
If it's by sea, not that long. Perhaps a week if you're lucky, if you get the right ships. By land, well, no. But if you go, he's talking about going south, going back down Pince, Morgan, that way.
Oh, okay.
If you go by land, it's going to take a long time.
Oh yeah,
No,
I was going to say. So are we going to?
Are we talking about going to the southern Druid base, or are we talking about going to Mount Valar?
Yep. Southern.
Right, southern. I can get on board with that one. Let's just get on a ship and take it all the way around to Jara.
That's where Haim grew up. They know me. Well, this is out of character, right? And my foster father's there. I know those druids. I trust those druids. The big boss druids down there. And I have a pretty good gut feeling that if I were to say, oh yeah, this druid asked me to take the sword into Gommel, they'll be like, you mad, bro?
Yeah, I actually think that it's not a bad idea because he only said help if we can, and I think we're just going to make things worse if we go in there, to be honest.
Okay, then. So we're, thanks for the offer, but no thanks.
Make our apologies. Tell them that we can't risk it, and see what happens.
And then
because it may not go down too well.
Basically, just tell them like to approach Gommelfell or go into Gommelfell that you would need approval from the highest level of the Druidic Circle, for which you will now go south and try to obtain their approval.
No, it's more a case of I just think we have to be the thanks, but sorry, we can't risk.
As long as everyone's happy, I would be okay with.
Be ready to fight your way out if you say no.
Actually, no. I think
for himself.
It's gonna be it's gonna be no, and we'll be back if we can.
I'm good.
We better find Cream of some young guy and figure out if he's going back around the other way.
Tatweld, can you help Haim get outside before they say no to the Baron? Baron is not going to like it.
Baron may not like it, but...
Wait, so we're saying no and you want my help?
Haim want to sneak outside before tell Baron no thanks.
Okay, all good.
Right, so we're making sure we've got our shit together to make for a quick escape if he turns ugly on us.
Okay, so you want to be prepared.
He's going to want the sword for himself and take it to Gommel himself. In fact, that's probably why we're sent up here. So that someone can get hold of the sword and then use it properly.
So we're, are we in a hall?
You're in the hall.
Okay, what methods of exit are there? I suppose there's windows.
No windows. There's.
I'm going to go to the loo. Is there a little window in the loo?
You're going to go use the privy outhouse.
The other thing, there's no outhouse. It's basically a pot behind that curtain. Apart from that, there are doors at the opposite end of the building, around about 50 feet away. you've been seeing some food coming out of them, out of one of the doors anyway, so you imagine that would be a kitchen type area.
All right.
So it's a longhouse. So you've got the longhouse, you go in first, 40 feet, you've got all those sick people, then you have around about 40 odd feet of the hall itself, all of it about 60 feet wide, and then you probably have around about 20 feet behind carrying on that way. Probably one part of that, it's at least a kitchen. Not sure what the other part's about.
Okay. Well,
Or do we play it that we say, like, right, if we're going to take Haim, quote unquote, the sword, into Gommel, there is one thing we must first do. Can you lend us your fastest ship for a couple of weeks, and we'll be back, and then we'll go.
Well, they're not going to lend us a ship.
Well, then it just takes longer. Yeah, whatever.
Considering what this sounds like, they're probably dead by then.
That was the one thing that I.
Well, the other option is we've got to talk to the captain about what his intentions were past this point too. Because if he's sailing the wrong way around still, we've either got to try and find another ship, which in Borisov is not such an easy thing, or we've got to start hiking it down to Pinsk.
And actually, exactly what is the Baron's plan? Scouting the area around Gommel. That sounds a hell of a lot more like he's getting ready for an offensive rather than he's about to be overrun.
Just seeing what's
the only thing I have to say is that if we leave now, are we going to get back in time before something happens?
Well, these are all things, so whatever we choose to do, we've got to live with the consequences in the end.
Is there a way to magically speak with the southern headquarter druid bosses? Or the Mount Valar druid bosses?
Not that I'm aware of.
What we've got from here.
There is a way, but the problem is you don't have the equipment, and the other issue is that, like anything of that nature, it's easy for other creatures who are attuned to that sort of magical way of using messaging to gain some information from that conversation. So you'd have to, even if you could do it, which would be difficult, but you could.
Well, based
you'd
on
have to be very careful about what you're saying.
Yeah, based on what half the group want, then I'd have to say we're going to have to, regrettably decline the mission. Just on the dangers that we feel could go horribly, horribly wrong.
Haim will say that it's definitely something that he would like to do in the future.
We're just not currently.
If he
I'd
ever
love to go to Gommel in the future when it's clean.
If he gets to the point where he and the sword are ready, clean up the horrible place. Whatever, but he's going to have to go in with...
we're going to have to tell him anyway, so I'm going to approach the... reapproach the Baron and tell him that, regrettably, my party and I have discussed it, and we can't do this for you.
I get ready to dash.
He sort of raises an eyebrow and says, well, you must make your own choice. We will make ours and do what we can.
As it is.
I be you no ill will, but I would have thought that your elders, your seniors would have known better. So you would have actually wished to follow their instructions. But
may I see the...
So I cannot tell you what to do.
Sorry, but may I see the letter that was given to you?
Would that change your mind?
Depends on what it says.
I could show you the letter, but I would have to gain an oath from you that you do not tell any of your group what is in it.
I can do that. How about my fellow druid? May he see it?
I just kind of perk up. Like, shit, that's right, we're having a conversation.
it would be under the same conditions.
Obviously.
Of course.
I'll have to do this all by whisper, so it's going to take me a wee while.
Right, so
time
the
for a
room's
cup
gonna
of tea.
know what's happening if we lived in a fucking jar. I don't.
It's a shame you can't drag them into a separate chat channel and just tell them.
Copy paste.
Or shall the rest of us mute our headphones?
No.
Cat goes out and is gonna go have a smoke. This is too stressful.
I'll go stand with Tat and try and, calm him down. It will
I
all
don't
be.
like this. I don't like this. Let's just
I know
remind
you
you
don't.
you're freaking ahead.
We'll be fine. Help's got our back. Next thing we know, we're going to Gomer, boys. Fuck it.
Well, it's not impossible.
It might very well be that, and at that point, Hayne would be
I need
like,
to see what it says first.
Well, yeah, it's gonna because the thing is that if that's the case, how are we supposed to convince them without telling them what was in the letter?
Why is it always flipping druid business that gets us into worse shit?
You were about to get
party of just
executed.
You would have did your own thing,
all
and that
do.
you were just some shit.
Yep. And I got myself out of it.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Everyone else got you out of that.
What?
Well, actually, it was just just that what's the name?
Alright, I'm sorry. Was that a push thing?
I can't actually hear you, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting a bit choppy. So what I'm going to do is I've got a very short form. There's a bit more to it than that, but this is the short form coming your way, Ongun.
uh-oh.
Get that butcher cannon. Bitches love cannons.
Got a cannon would, I think. Yeah, no, cannon. Yes.
It says, I would like to remind you that even if you still decline, you are under oath not to share that information with anyone at any time.
I'll turn back to the group and say, I would like to do it.
Fuck off. No.
You're outside, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just remembered.
How important
And
is it?
What does Ongun say?
I'm on the same page as Help at this point.
How important is it?
It's the same. It's the level of that level of. Yeah. How do
I think we're going to get the same message if we travel.
If we go back, we're just
headquarters.
delaying the inevitable.
How
The Baron
important is it?
says, how about if you gather your group and have another talk and come back to me? We have a lot of time to wait tonight. You'll be probably staying here tonight if you wish. You're more than welcome to. As Baron of Borisov, you have my guarantee and oath that no one will interfere or obstruct you in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I think that's something that we needed to know, but
Right. He's on the nice guy list. He's in my good books now. He doesn't want to take the sword off me. That's cool. I respect it.
oh my goodness.
That means he's
So
probably
you guys
really
retire back to your corner? Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll start off by turning to Haim and say, I'm not allowed to say what was in the letter, but I can say it doesn't mention the sword.
How important is it? Why did he talk about me?
I gave my oath not to mention the contents, but it is very important.
My problem is the fact that if we're doing this service, so far, no, like we have not been given any kind of guarantee that we get anything out of it.
There is no guarantee.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, if there was a guarantee that there was something worthwhile waiting for us, I might be swayed. But right now, I've got no guarantees, no favors owing, or anything like that to me that say it's worth my while.
Hell, important enough that Haim maybe get rid for armor for doing this? Metal armor? Shiny
I
armor.
think that's if the Baron would the Baron have that kind of authority, Steve?
A noble person.
So the Baron being noble or not?
He's Baron. He's a noble.
Yeah, okay. I'm just not too sure about that sort of thing, but well, I think that's entirely possible. Aim if we're about to be sent into Commonfell, I suspect that they will provide any assistance they can, and that would definitely be assistance.
Okay, my price is going to be. I'm going to ask once again a favor owing from Helt and Ongen, and that beyond this, our next destination should be Jara.
Yep, I accept that.
Otherwise,
we need Thorin's help. We need the help.
And our thiefly friend.
Well,
I'm not going to say yay, if that's what you're waiting for. I think this is suicide.
I'm not going to say yay.
Like, yay, let's all go save the world. No! That's not how this works. You go and die. That's how it is for most people, but basically all people. You go out there and you die.
But if you don't do anything, the whole world dies.
Oh dear. Well, maybe, that's not my fault.
If you don't do anything, it may well be.
What would have happened if I wasn't even in there in the first place?
You're here now.
Gaia works in mysterious ways.
Right. Now, Haim, that was different, alright?
That's not a character, mate. That's not Haim.
That fight came to Tatwall. That wasn't Tatwall going to that fight.
That's just Dave saying a couple of no's is 50. Mate.
A couple, yes, 60 of them. That's just a couple. Don't worry, Tatwall. I've got your back.
So do you want more time to talk about it, or do you want to come up with a group decision now?
If it's scouting, I can go. But if it's any combat at all, I'm out.
Sorry, Daniel, I didn't catch the first part of it.
3 words of that.
If it's scouting, I'm in.
If it's scouting,
But the first time we have to actually set foot in the city, we're gone.
Who knows what you've got to do?
If there's any sign of combat, I'm out.
You're going to Gommelfell. You'll be there for. You'll be out at some stage because
all I can say, Tatwold, is your courage knows no beginning.
But his self-preservation does.
It's a bit of a chuckle from Ongen with that comment.
Yeah.
Okay. So
just stay with me, Tatwold, and I've got your back.
has
and your
the group
front
come
and
to
everything.
Look at it this way. Look at it this way, Tatwald. We're not going to intentionally let you die.
But I might die regardless.
Well, you're going to die eventually, either of old age or
Demons overrunning the continent.
something else.
Demons.
So
Yeah.
the only other thing that I
Or
will
any
prepare
thousand
before
other
we
things.
accept this is I'm going to have to actually write out a note, put my crescent in it, and actually have it left. Are we going to be coming back this way as the intention,
Well,
is it?
until you agree or disagree, that's the only information you've got to go on, guys. So
I think
up
the
to you. You can
majority
make
of the
whatever
group's
decision
now
you want.
been swayed.
All your plans for what happens from this moment will change, and you can make those plans as best you can.
Told you my condition.
You're just gonna fuck off whenever you see combat.
Yeah.
That's even more risky.
Because what happens if you run from one combat, you're by yourself, and you end up somewhere else in the middle of more combat, surrounded
Tell you
by
what, Tack.
more demons.
If you want to increase your chances of surviving, break up with Thorin. I'm gonna go hide now for a minute.
Oh, that's rough, bro. That's rough. I respect that.
Sorry, guys. I couldn't let that go.
That cuts deep. That cuts deep. I respect that. I missed all of that.
Yeah.
Except for Thorin. That's the
I
only
heard,
thing I got out of
I
that.
heard Thorin in there somewhere.
Okay, chat thinks about it for a second, but then looks over at Thorin
Mm-hmm.
and then gets scared and shakes his head.
Okay, fair enough. He's a sensible man.
I don't want to die right now.
Okay,
while we're still in this little before we go back to the Baron, I'm just gonna ask Helt if he's said anything to the Baron, or if the Baron knows anything about Haim or other people in the group having the feeling of being watched. Because if you're going to go scouting, and the enemy's already watching you before you go scouting.
That's what I just sent to Steve. I was just about to type him a whisper that says, do I get that feeling we're still being watched?
Yes, we do. I do, apparently.
Just putting a whisper to Thorin. He was one of the ones that...
Yeah.
Will I still feel that as well?
All right. I'm going to voice that to Helt as being a very big issue.
I've already voiced it to him, but now I'm asking straight up if the Baron knows that we are being watched, or that I am being watched. Because if he knows, he might not want to send us scouting. It's kind of like, here's our scouts. Let's ambush them.
Yeah, I'd mention it too, and then begin to talk to everyone who has the same feeling about it.
But yeah, I think we're still going to have to do it, because obviously whatever is in that letter has got you guys pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So are you guys ready to make it? I'm not trying to push you, but are you ready to make a decision and tell him, or do you still need time to talk?
Well, if Helt go, and if Ongun go, then Haim go. Haim protect Helt, and Ongun.
And the rest of you?
I hate to be against Tatwad on this one, I'm in. Especially if I've got the word of Ongun and Helt that they owe me a favor, and our next destination is Jara.
If that's what it takes to convince you.
Mm-hmm. So Megan, and he's in too. Oh, cool.
What was that? Scott typing it?
I mean, that's interesting. I don't see Sid anywhere. Interesting that he said that. But okay, he's in. So Tatwald, you are in with objections and with conditions, and that's all fine. I take it the group is okay with. Well, they have to be if you're to be included in some kind of shape or way.
I will keep him safe.
Okay, so if that is your group decision, what are you saying, Helt, to the Baron? Scott?
We'll do it, but before you send us off, you should know that. And this one wants that one wants that, and that one wants that.
No, I've got no demands for the Baron.
Alright, well, Scott might be away from his keyboard at the moment. Oh no, there he is. We've lost your sound then. No, can't hear you at all. Sorry, Scott.
You disappeared.
Yeah. It is very weird.
Your sound, just stopped.
Yeah. Windows 10, wonderful. Whatever
Isn't
it
it
is.
though?
Yep. Okay, so if you can type in roughly what you're saying to the Baron. So during all this time, you guys might have been, some of you might have been watching men that are gathered around the Baron. They seem to be going over some maps and stuff. Every now and then, one of them will look up at you, not in any weird way. They just, just glance over your way. Some of them are shaking their heads, some are nodding, all that sort of thing. They seem to be quite deep into some discussion. No one seems to be making any sort of overt action. They just all seem to be clustered around these maps and things and pointing and talking, and there's some disagreement with some people and some agreement with others. And if Dan, if I can get you to roll 3d6 under your wisdom, please. That's under your wisdom?
I think that's over by 1 from what I was saying earlier. What he was saying earlier.
No, I think that's bang on.
It was an 8. When you missed by 13.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Well, he says he's not going to send you into a battleground unarmed and unprepared. He's more than happy to give you a writ that will actually last a year.
They're not forever?
Upon some of them can be. He's happy to give you a writ that lasts for a year that you can own and wear metal armor, own and utilize pole arms in the service of Borisov. And he says he would like to give you some horses, but they are few and far between, and he does not have the time to actually train any of you in the art of riding a horse. So it will be on foot. But he is happy to give you a writ, and he will need you to unfortunately wear not so appropriate armor, because he doesn't have time for the blacksmiths to make any adjustments so that they fit well. But they will do the job.
I'm going to stick with my studded leather so I can move faster.
And I won't be wearing it for reasons.
Okay, well,
Megan and Haim would be about the only ones.
Yeah, Tatwald, Tor comes over to you and sort of does a quick little hand speak in Thieves Guild, Thieves Cant.
Oh,
He welcomes you and puts out his hand in the special little handshake that all thieves can share.
Okay, yeah. I respond.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
There we
wiggle.
are. He then talks to you about the fact that he was, as it says here, the night duty master of Gommel.
Right.
So just so you know, that makes him number 2. That's how close to the top he was in Gommel.
Well, fuck. Now I have to go.
But it also means that for any of your particular needs, he is well placed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So for anything thiefly, he is probably the person to sort of talk to or to see if you can gain anything. So if you're in agreement, the Baron orders everyone bar his group and your group out of the main hall, and tells the Major Domo to shut the doors, and they will knock for him to reopen them. No one, so he gets down to business. Yep, we can hear you now, matey.
Oh, cool.
He leads you over to the table, or he takes you and brings you into the table. So he goes around and introduces you to all of them. As I said, this is Captain Asa. He was the captain of the watch at the time of the demon invasion. Polmid, who was the previous advisor to Sumid, Polmid holds an interesting position. Polmid also happens to be the brother-in-law to Sumid, and Sumid was the ruler of Gommelfell. So he has some stuff. Well, Sumid was a paladin, the only paladin on the island. But Polmid will be telling you some interesting stuff in a second. Storin and Hooft. Storin is a bit of a pretty boy, and he does preen himself a little bit, whereas Hoof is a bit of a butcher. As you can see, he's willing to get in. And the group tell you that when Hoof is in his moment, and they sort of describe you suddenly become aware that this guy can enter rage. So he has a similar effect as what Haim has done. You just have to stand out and make no movements that he could actually think of as being attacking. Mulwick is the business mercantile guy. As it said, he was the blacksmith and he was the mercantile rep of Gommel. These guys will fill you in a little bit on what they understand has happened in Gommel, where they come from. Allah is a ranger. He was the ranger of Gommel. He's old, but he's still quite capable. And Elswich is the brother, well, actually he's the half-brother of Monfalster, of the Norkeeping.
The Norfolk.
I was going to say, I recognise that name.
Yeah.
So he's the half-brother to Monfalster. He is also a mage. So the group has one great thief, one mage, and a whole lot of fighters. Oh, and a ranger. So they have been around. So Gommelfell happened over a year ago.
Yeah.
The demons invaded on the night of Nalgilio night. Within the first half hour, approximately 1/10 of the population of Gommel was dead.
It was decimated. Right, got it.
Yeah, it was absolute chaos. What they had managed to do was set amongst them the Reaver, and they understand that the Reaver was in possession of the sort of chaos, which helped them. Tor was there. He watched many of his compatriots dying as basically Tor had an agreement with Sumid that should there be a great need, it was more like a spy network than a thief network. They were to come in and help. So all of these people threw their weight in to try to defend Gommel, but of course it fell. Some of them lost family, some of them lost wealth, some of them lost their life, their history, all sorts of things. But they do have one thing in common, that they want to push the demons back as far as they can and shove Gommelfell down their throat. So these guys are very bad. You can call them badasses if you want to, but they are committed to this. They have managed to last a whole year. They have got as close as around about a mile away from Gommelfell. So they feel that the group will be able to get to Gommelfell with no unexpected encounters, roughly within 5 miles of Gommelfell, and then estimate what to do there. That's where the Baron takes over. He says your duty will be to travel with this group. You will follow Assa's instructions, Captain Assa. The job is that some of these people, Tor, possibly if you have any other security experts, it seems that Tor's made friends with them already, maybe with some help from Elswitch, into Gommelfell to gain some inside information, while the rest of the team are going to try to attack what we have come to know as the nodes. The nodes is a set of magical items that the demons use to extend their reach on the prime plane. Should they be able to expand these nodes, they will be able to take more land. Basically, what the nodes do is turn your magic against you and increases their magic. So they have placed a couple of nodes. So there's a couple that you're definitely going to go for, and they probably by now have enough to actually extend their reach, probably halfway to 3/4 to Borisov. So that's your task. He says, all I have been instructed is that you, and he looks at the goal, have some particular trait, ability, or thing about you that will be helpful. That is all we know.
Haim turns to Helt and asks, time to tell?
No.
Okay.
I just shake my head.
The particular ability they're clearly talking about is your ley line.
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah. Yes, you can tell them all about your ley line abilities.
Okay, so just give me a second because I'm going to need to go and see on my ley line map how close you are to a ley line. Where did I put the bloody thing? Ah, there we go. Nope, that's not it. That's the other one. Ah, there we go. Okay. You're at the moment. There's a very faint ley line, very, very faint. You're quite a distance away, over 50 miles away from a ley line to the south. You can feel there is a bit of a ley line to the north of you, roughly the same distance, perhaps a little bit less.
So chances are there's a ley line. If we go to Gommelfell, I'll be closer to a ley line.
Yep.
Chances are there's a ley line in Gommelfell, and that's why all that shit happened over there.
It's possible. Yep.
The way to bring down the nodes is probably your ley magic.
I can only do two things, and one is mud, and that isn't going to take down a node, I don't think.
Who knows? Okay.
Right.
The other thing is that he asks you to rest. You're going to have basically a full day tomorrow getting to know each other. The group is going to take you out in the morning and get back in the later part of the day. They're going to actually take you down into the Sway Forest to do some exercises to evaluate where your strengths are. and then in the afternoon bring you back and hopefully be fitted for your armor.
Does all this count as days of relative rest and safety for leveling
No.
up purposes?
No.
Bollocks.
You can mention that to them. It's up to you.
Yeah. How many days do we need?
3 to 4.
And how
We've
many-
had one
a
or
couple,
2 days
right?
already.
You've had one day because you've travelled from Smorgon up to here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this day is, well, this is not really...
Second day, so either you can ask them to rest the third day and then you can level up and then do your exercise. But
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna suggest that we'll all be much more efficient if we have one more day of rest before we carry on.
Just give me a second. He says you realise every moment we waste
I
makes their success greater, but if you know your team better, so
I assure you that it'll be worth the wait.
Well, he says if you're not going to do that, then at least get your armor fitted. I will have the bits prepared for you in the morning.
We will.
So you will see Allah and Mowick sort of look at you with some disappointment, and sort of they're talking and tutting to themselves or to each other, sort of thing. Asa is like really stone faced. He like his emotion. He talks. He listen. His emotions just never seem to show on his face. It's that one face all the time. Hoof, he gets quite emotional and hit up quite easily, whereas Storin is constantly, brushing back his locks and making sure his things look all nice. Bombard seems to spend more time listening than anything else. You get this really weird feel that Elswitch is trying to look into you, who knows, and Tor just seems to be busy talking to everyone.
Is there like a magician in this party?
Elswitch.
Ah, okay. I thought he was a druid. Okay, no, he's a magician.
Bacon.
All right.
Right, some inappropriate discussion there on the chat window. Okay, so gentlemen, you spend the next day resting, which will give you the opportunity to level up if you haven't already.
Yay!
Well, no, I was going to go and do the training with them if that was the...
No, you do it as a group. They want to evaluate what you are, what's the best positions, and all that sort of stuff before you head off.
I want
So,
to see.
Yep.
I want to talk to Tor and get his side of the situation from
talk to who? I'll talk. Yep.
because as a fellow thief, I can't imagine. Well, he is from Gommel, but I can't imagine he wants to go straight in head-first combat as well.
No. Okay, so he says his job, and probably your job, is going to be to infiltrate, avoid combat at all costs. He says that Elswitch might be able to help us there. He's got a couple of spells that could help us be a little bit less detected. He says he hasn't talked. Well, they did talk a wee bit, but basically the plan is that we're not going to go to the heart. We're definitely not going to go to the palace. We're just going to try to get up on the wall, sneak around the wall from different vantage points, and see what they can see inside, and then get the hell out of there. He doesn't want to go into the city itself. He just wants to look in the city. He feels that's probably going to be the best deal. He says it would be really great if we could get into the city. There's several little caches I could actually liberate, which would help us, but that would be you and I at the time. We'd have to see whether or not whether it's viable or not.
I also wanted to know if you had any contacts down south.
There's a little bit of a contact. Why? What? He says, what's your working name?
Silver Fingers.
Okay, a sec. Didn't something go wrong with one of your last capers?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Question would be which one? The big one?
Well, the one in Risa Key. I'm not aware of anything else.
Okay, yeah, raise the key. Bad information.
Bad information.
Yeah.
Bad information or incorrect information? Or
More along the
misleading
lines of
information?
incorrect information.
Mm-hmm.
Exaggerated.
So you think you're set up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna have to deal with those people. It says, well, if we get through this, perhaps I can put you in contact with some people down in Jara who might be able to help you set up a bit of a support base. We got to stick together.
Yeah. If we get through this, that'd be greatly appreciated.
It says, not a problem. So you're Silverhands, eh? And he says, oh, and I'm known as the Red Fox. And he says, and you should really take much better care. And he holds up your dagger of your weapons, my friend.
Funny one. I like it.
But he says, you know, it might be good for us to test each other, you know, just to keep the skills nice and sharp, not to actually make any profit. So I'm open to that because when we're out there, we need sharp skills. The other gentlemen around here, they've got really great skills in combat, and yes, if we have to, we'll get in there. Al's, well, he's good with magic if he can get it off in time, but we need to make sure we're on our best.
I agree.
Rightio. Okay, so is that it, maybe, or is there any other thing you want to ask him?
If I can just get the contacts down south, that's all.
He says, well, that's fine. Let's get successful through this, huh?
Yeah.
He says, just so you know, I'm all about the business. So you go off the plan. You either have a really, really good reason to, or I'm going to want to know why. And I don't take to having changes of plans easy. Just so you know.
I've already experienced that twice.
Right.
I don't want to experience a third time.
Rightio. So he says he'll start gathering some information, and then he'll be able to give you a bit of a scroll with an introductory letter to some people he knows of.
Cool.
Steve, I'd like to talk to Asa and just let him know that some of my group believe that we have been watched since we've entered the city. And he
says, how do you know that?
I actually didn't notice anything, but they seem to be quite convinced that someone or something was watching them.
In the city?
In the city.
From afar.
So someone in the city is watching them?
From afar.
From afar.
He sort of gets really quiet and thoughtful, and he says, is this sort of like a gut feeling? Like you get that shivers down your spine stuff, he says?
Yes, sort of like that. That sounds
We've
like
all
what they
experienced that. We've all experienced that at some stage. That's okay. From what we've experienced, it's like they're trying to make a contact with you. As long as you don't focus on that, don't think there's a big issue with that, but they haven't been able to use that to track us if that's what you're worried about. Unless, of course, you got some sort of really important item or something that they could use to track us. That might be something they can do.
Oops.
Anyway, he says, rest and we'll talk more after you've had your day's luxury of whatever you're doing. You'll need your strength for the next day. It gives me more time to think of some more exercises in the following day for you.
Cool. Yep, sounds good.
Right. Anyone doing anything else tonight? Just resting?
Just resting.
Okay, you get through the next day. Who needs to level up? I think we've already done some people.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone need any hit dice rolled or anything?
Scott will, I think.
Yep, I have a level.
And
so
Dan will, because they were the two people not here last week.
that was the other thing I forgot about.
Scott and who?
Dan Tatweld.
Dan.
My
Okay,
feet
rightio.
come up. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can
So
roll. You can roll
Scott-
from him too.
What, hit points?
Yeah.
You've already had them. You got them last week.
Yeah, but he rolled it too. Shush.
Yeah.
All right.
As much as I
Scott-
would like him to re-roll my two, no.
Scott,
Get
you
what
got
we're
any
given,
combo-
Haim.
What was that? Sorry, Steve.
You have any
Already in
bonus?
the 60s
No.
anyway, aren't you?
I don't think so. I've got a 12 con, so I don't think that's
Okay, right. Well, here it comes. 3.
3.
Yep. Tat, you got any con bonus?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, good luck.
12? Does 12 do
No.
anything?
No
No,
bonus there.
It's got to be a
No.
14.
Okay, no, then.
1d6, here it
15,
comes.
Please be a 6.
3.
Wow,
There you
that's
go.
pretty good.
Let's
Three.
average.
Three's better than 1. No
Their
one's
rolls
got a
were
1
better
yet.
There were rolls better than what we got last week. Jesus Christ, we got shed on.
So,
And sometimes it's just that extra 1 hit dice that does it. Hit point does it for you.
I just add 3?
Yeah,
that it?
just add 3. That's it.
Yep. 3, you go up to the level of whatever to make your adjustments. Scott, I think you get another spell.
I get one more level 2,
Yep. And
which is great because it's a cure light wounds.
good. Okay.
Right.
And I think that's it for you guys. The next day, you guys are going out on that afternoon, you guys get fitted for you get issued your writs. So they have the date of, just getting there.
They have the date of the
It's
Tours
the
Day.
Monday. No, it's the day after because you had a day
Oh,
of
is it?
rest. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
it's the
thought that it was the
Midday.
Tours Day was when we were issued with them, and now it's the Midday where we're going out for the training.
resting. Oh, sorry. You're right.
Because we
Sorry,
arrived
Tuesday.
on the
So
Wednesday.
Tuesday, the fourth week of High Sun,
Right. So that's
10:37. So that takes you all the way through to 10:38. So basically, what happens, guys, with these things is if you have a challenge, you can present it, and they can see the Baron's seal. It has to be honoured. The only person that can break it is a person of greater nobility than the Baron. They can rescind it on site. The other thing is usually it's been known that if you do good service with this person, after a year, they tend to extend it out to like 10 years and then permanent. It's really up to you.
So if we don't goof,
So, Haim, they don't have any plate mail, but they do have a relatively good set of banded mail that will fit you.
What's the speed and armor thingy of it?
the
Banded
armor
mail
class
is
is
a
4.
Yep, and banded mail is a speed of 9 inches.
Is it? Holy crap, that's good.
Yep. Yep,
That's
and it
very
weighs
good.
350 coin weight.
Yeah, that's the problem that I have with it. I'm basically now but I'm sticking with my magic magic studded.
Yep.
I still have a fairly
Sid?
decent AC by the end of it anyway.
Yep. Sid,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're is he in the hangout?
He's in the
For
hangar.
now.
Okay, so what sort of metal armor are you hoping to get? They don't, as I said, they don't have any plate of any sort. They can do up to banded.
I think we should talk about this over email just in case my computer craps out again.
Okay, well, just so you know, banded is the best you can hope for.
Yeah.
Best movement, weight, and AC. So.
I'd get more into it, but I know I'm on borrowed time, so.
Okay, mate. Okay.
So let's just stay banded and be done with it.
Yep. Also, shield or not shield? I don't know if you use a single weapon or two-handed weapon.
Shield. I use single battle
If I
axe.
can get my hands on a metal shield, then yes.
No, they tend to use wooden shields here, primarily because you don't want to see what a metal shield can attract.
Oh, lightning.
It's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got a +1 wooden shield, so.
AC for studded leather is 7, but mine's magic, so.
Yep.
So
they
the
can provide you with
bandit
so you can either get a small shield, a buckler, a small, a medium. Large shield would not really work here.
I mean, realistically, I could get an armor class of 1 by wearing banded.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Banded is a base armor class of 4.
Oh, 4. Oh, yeah, 4, yeah. So it's 3 better than the studded. I'm just trying to figure out how much my armor class changes. So it drops by 3.
What's your dexterity?
So I'm down to 1 now. And it's non-magical, right?
If you're using a shield.
Non-magical, yeah. No, they've only got non-magical.
What's your dex, sorry, Hank?
My dex is 16.
Then, yeah, you're 2 when you're wearing banded mail and 1 if you're using a shield.
Excellent.
Excellent.
My studded leather was non-magical anyway, so.
Yeah.
Well, you still have it.
Yeah. I'm going to add banded.
As to weapons, they can easily replenish anyone who's got arrows.
Yes.
They can replenish one-handed weapons. Might have difficulty with two-handed or polearms, but if you decide you've got a proficiency in polearm, you can now get one. So, Haim, I don't know what your next proficiency, because I think you get a new one, don't you, at level 6?
Yes, he does. He does indeed get a proficiency slot at level 6.
And with a 16 dexterity, I think you said, it might be good to get a bow and arrow.
I have a bow and arrow, I think.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I checked everyone's saving throws. Everyone doesn't change their saving throws or to hits until next level. Some people
Megan
go
and
up.
me did, but that was it.
Yeah. The other thing you might want to check. So what level are you now? Sorry, Catwald?
5.
5. Well, hang on then. If you're 5, sorry. So your armor class for thieves on a 0 is now a 19. So that might have changed.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'll just check off your the saving throws for a 5. So on paralyzation, poison, and death magic, it's now a 12.
Paralyzed.
Poison, and death magic. Yep. It's now 12. Petrification, polymorph is now 11.
Wait.
Rod, staff, or wand is now a 12.
Oh, that's a good job.
Breath weapon is now a 15. And spells is now a 13. And your backstabbing
that's right.
goes to triple damage. Now.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So your next jump won't happen for you until a 9th level is your next to hit mod change or your saving throws or your back attack damage.
Yeah.
You'll get other things, but just so you know, you'll be in a wee while.
What's the deal with the polearm?
Pole arms. People aren't going to use them unless they're in the service of a noble.
Yep, we are now. So.
Yep. So if you can say I want a pole arm. They're big and a bit clumsy, but they are good for range and they can do some nice damage.
I was wondering what the damage was.
Okay. Okay. So
not possible.
Quick look. A trident does on a medium 2 to 7, on a large 3 to 12. A spetum does 2 to 7 on a medium, 2 to 12 on a large. A ranceur does 2 to 8. As I said, these will got big ranges.
Whatever it is the best.
Yep, the halberd does 1 to 10 on medium and 2 to 12 on large.
Nice.
With some vol 2 to 8, 2 to 8. But some of these have like the hook. There's a something hook there somewhere. Pochard fork, or is it the Bill Wissam or the Bec de Courbois? I can't remember. One of them has
got like a fish gutting hook on the back of it.
Yeah, that might be the one. That has a chance of actually like entangling somebody in the upper end, and basically then they. Oh no! Sorry, just walking on the keyboard. I hope I haven't cut anyone off. That gives you the opportunity of trying to, instead of hurt them, disarm them.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of them have really extreme ranges, like a pike awl. Although it does 1 to 6 and 1 to 12, it actually has a range of 18 feet. It's a length of 18 feet. So you can have an extremely good reach with some of these things. Yeah. So it gives you a bit more versatility with some of them.
Is it something I can use as a druid or not? So I'm not
I
sure.
don't think you can.
Just trying to find that information. Where are we?
Yeah, don't think you can, maybe a roll polearm. I think it's mostly fighters, and I don't even think rangers can use them. Here we go. Cleric, druid, club, dagger, dart, hammer, scimitar, sling, spear, and staff. Fighter, any. Ranger, any. Thief, club, dagger, dart, sling, sword.
Do they have any scimitars?
Let me have a roll. It'll be a low chance, but they may do. Yes, they do.
I'll take one of them then.
Okay.
What's the damage on a scimitar?
Scimitar is
I have one.
1 to 8 and 1 to 8.
Nice.
And it weighs 40 coin weight. And if we're doing speed factor, that's where the scimitar comes into it, because it's got a speed factor of 4 as opposed to most swords with a speed factor of 5 or 6. So they're a little bit faster if we're using that rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so you get equipped out. They're going to equip you out with 2 weeks worth of iron rations, weapons, armor, and if you need to have any other special tools for your trade. So, do you have a full set, Tat?
Of what, sorry?
Thieves' tools.
These bits and tools.
I believe so.
You were talking about Star Wars with your girlfriend or something. That's all I could hear there, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can't hear them. You can only hear me when I say something to her. That's cool.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's very, very faint. Very, very faint.
Yeah, I believe
yeah.
Yeah, I believe I'm sorted on that.
Okay. And do you have some silk rope?
No. Why'd you grab some?
Okay. So Tor will give you 50 feet of silk rope. So silk rope, same length, but much lighter. So instead of, I think it's either 70 or 100. In a second.
Yeah, it's like 10.
It's really, really low. So it weighs 70. Normally weighs, the normal rope weighs 75. Silk rope I think weighs only 25.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's still 50 feet, but it's just very thin and light. Darth Fifi, huh? Is there anything else you guys want to equip yourselves with? Haim, what's going to be your new weapon? Have you picked it, Dave?
Yeah, we'll ask him in 2 seconds.
Okay. Rightio. So
Does
Yep.
Paul think we'll need any weapon black?
He has weapon black. He can give you some. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's the 10 applications. He also has the group. He also gives you each a small vial. It's got a little bulbous bottom onto it, and it's got a cork in it. It says, please, he says, don't break this. Before we get to Gommelfell, we all apply this, and it gives off a really putrid smell. You will be able to scrub it off eventually, but it does tend to help you not be tracked easily by the demons. It masks our humanness, if you like.
Right.
Okay.
So you have to rub it all in all over, and it'll last for a bit.
Musk. Yeah.
Well, it
Pro
helps.
Demon Musk.
It doesn't stop. It just helps you from being smelt out.
Mhm.
Apart from that, yeah, there's not much else.
They drag us out training for a day, is it?
Yep.
Bleep.
Leave. So I don't know which one yours was addressed to, Dave. Me or somebody else?
Does
That was to help.
Okay.
But you may see that one as well, actually, because he'll
Yep.
probably have to say that to you. But in game, I'm asking that to help.
yes?
Whispering quiet.
First of all, the logic behind that is what he would have to be aware of the sword to be able to
Yeah,
do anything.
I would-
and
I
that's
would
something
ask-
you might not want.
I would ask if
Because somebody said earlier that, you know, if you have a certain particularly powerful item that they might be able to track, they could track us, but not on us as person.
Yeah.
I think it was Acid
Not
that
Kurt.
said that.
Yeah. So, guys, what I need you to do now is give me 3 4d6 rolls versus either Dex or Strength, whichever one is your best, and tell me whether you get how many you get over your Strength. So, for those of you who have extreme Strength, it's still just an 18 you're looking at. You've got a percentage, it's still just an 18.
How many 346 rolls?
Yep. Strength or Dex.
Dead
How many
on,
you get?
under by 3, under by 11.
Over
Okay.
or under?
Anything over, tell me.
Oh, anything
No,
over.
all under.
All over.
Yep. Okay. And Helt and Tatwald and Ungan and Megan.
1 over by 1.
1
Okay.
over by 3.
Okay. Helt, you take 5 points of damage.
1 equal.
What kind of training is this?
Equals fine.
Real training.
You take 8 points of damage, Tatwald. They've set up traps and all sorts of things. You're hanging upside down. You get hit by posts that come screaming out. You know, those weighted posts that come screaming from the side and knock you over. And they're not playing.
Man, I'm lucky I rolled pretty good.
Ow.
Right. Yeah. So most of you get away with some light scratches, but some of you take some knocks. They say like, you know, that they are hard men. They say like just because you happen to be who you are The demons aren't going to recognize that. They're going to be out there to gut you. So just get ready, and we're not going to treat you with kid gloves.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, they don't say it to be malicious or nasty or anything. They just, it's like, that's just how it is, guys. Deal with it.
That really hurt. Ow.
Oh,
So
you want me to kiss it better?
We're not leaving till tomorrow, right?
That's right.
All right. In that case, after we come out, after we finish our training, I'll just heal myself again.
And Tatwald, what is happening to him?
Oh, sorry, yeah, and Tatwald as well.
Can I get a heal?
Okay.
I thought it was actually Ongen for some reason. I thought it was Ongen who got.
Oh, was it Ongun?
Oh, no, it was Tatwald, I think, but
yeah,
I just got it.
Yeah. Cool.
The flipping got a
Okay.
new son to me.
Yeah.
So
okay, guys.
You get your 8 back.
Yeah. So in the morning, you decide what of your own personal gear you're taking or leaving in Borisov, which will be kept safe in the hall. Otherwise, you get issued armor, the weapons, if you're not using your own, a backpack, 2 weeks worth of food, flint and steel. If you've already got this stuff, you're taking your own stuff. But if you don't, this is what they're giving you. 2 weeks of food, flint and steel, 2 water skins, and basically a 6x6 sheet of canvas.
So I'll be leaving a lot of my my clothing-based gear and things like that here, just to save on the weight.
And of course, the 2 thieves have got. Sorry, the 2 thieves also have a set of silk rope each and their tools. I don't think anyone needs anything else. Well, I'm guessing, Ongun, you're taking what herb stuff you've got left over?
Yep, I've still got quite a bit left, actually.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll be taking what I have.
Okay. Anybody else wanting to take anything extra?
Nope.
So they are covering cold
oil?
camps. Nope. No, cold camps all the way. No light sources. If they need light, Elswitch will provide the light. But apart from that, it's get used to being in the dark and being as quiet as you can. So the plan is you guys are going to travel to within about 5 miles of Gommel. Their team is going to scout out the area, and then basically Tatwald and Tor are going to be sent in while you guys split into 2 groups to try to take out 2 of these node things.
I will.
Night.
If we get to the point where the group is splitting, I will be giving a Tor the age-old. I want my man back in one piece.
He'll probably tell you, well, go tell the demons. Because if anybody, they'll be the judge of that. He says, do you know the sound of what a man makes when he's ripped apart? I do. It's not pleasant. Let's not think of that, shall we? Shall we just go in with the intent that we're all going to come back in one piece?
That's why I said I want him back in one piece.
He says, I'm not here to guarantee that. I'm only here to do my job. And he'll turn to Tat and he'll say, lucky man to have such a woman after you.
Yeah. I don't know myself, but, you know.
He says it sort of explains a few things. Shall we? He sort of leaves it there. He doesn't say much what he actually intended or anything from that comment, but that's
no.
He says what?
What do you mean by that?
Lucky man, I guess, is what I meant.
Right. Fine.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
We could do. Yes, we could do. Okay, and that's where we'll leave it tonight, guys. It's 10 o'clock, so I'll just stop the broadcast. You're basically in the next day, and you are setting out for Grommelfell.
So we are on. Hang on. We got fitted for the armor there.
Holiday. What appropriate day. Yep. Holiday. So, Druids, they're going to ask you to bless the group as you go and all that sort of stuff. And you're heading out in your nice, shiny, chinky new armor. Well, not shiny, not really shiny. It's black and all that sort of stuff.
More shiny than our previous armor.
It's metal.
Some of you, it's metal. Yeah, I mean, Haim probably doesn't realize that some of the stuff is blood stains, but he doesn't care. It's metal armor. No, and the person probably that welded it before him is dead. Who knows? But yeah, that's sort of where we'll leave it. You guys heading off. So hang on, I'll just stop the broadcast.